Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a great conversation with the brother Kate Bridges. So we're talking about haters, critics, and all that, especially on time in the music business together and all that. Mainly I'll be video editor and cameraman and all that, which is profound that we went back many years and all that. How we were talking about how haters and critics always try to pull us down and all that, trying to shut us out. I said, he said something pretty profound. You know what I'm saying? Don't even waste your time giving people free energy and everything. And they kind of reminded myself of something. It's like, ironic, that's what I kind of said to him, like, don't give these people free game and all that, you know what I'm saying? It's a lesson learned, you know. I can't, I was hurt for nearly 2 weeks or so, still is hurt. I'm slowly healing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, my pet peeve, I just don't like being talked down, underestimated, and disrespected, you know what I'm saying, for everything. I work hard for every penny, you know. We both work hard for every dollar we can scrounge and all that, you know what I'm saying. I know that I had to kind of tone a lot of stuff down when karate man, a couple of rap videos, but I'll have to tone that down for business purposes and all that, you know. I feel like people know I'm still human, I'm still this person despite the circumstances, you know what I'm saying? As Martell, you know, sometimes I just carefully reflect about a lot of things, you know, with our accomplishments, our duties, and all that, you know. Because he actually motivated me, Cambridge actually motivated me to get into the business in 2007 and all that. The next year will be basically my 20th anniversary, being a recording artist, content creator, vlogger, and all that, you know. Due to lack of options and support, so it's really hard, you know. I got the beats and stuff, but the problem is I don't have no reliable formal producers, plus I'm focused on taking care of my debts and my finances and all that. So I'm proudly financially strapped and all that, because I do want to, I'm in the process though of working on getting the website improvements, advancements and all that for sponsors, affiliates, agencies and so forth and all that, you know. I'm trying to find like better video editors. There are a lot of it's very confusing to work with, you know what I'm saying? I use like Samsung video editor, but it's stopped working on them, so I guess we'll come up with these and stop messing with it, so I gotta find alternatives. And the problem is I'm about, you know, presentation, quality, efficiency, and all that, legacy and all that, you know. 20 years, I mean, that's 20 years, from 2007 to 2026 to 2027, you know. It's a testament for both myself and DaPrince and other brothers and producers. Despite we have fallen out with a lot of producers and so forth. We would still want to thank all the producers that put us there on the spot and all that. Because I can't run the music business being very chaotic and destructive and all that. And especially with people's personal egos, agendas, and so forth, you know. I'm at Panora Bridge relaxing, so I was looking and saying, wow, I can't believe it's almost 20 years. You know, I'm thankful too. I'm not happy at the stage of my life where I am, you know what I'm saying? Make a long story short, with that alone, I'm not happy where I'm at because I feel like I could progress, I could do better, you know what I'm saying? But being on fixed income, disability, and part-time job, you know, then taking care of my debts and finances just, you know, holding me back and all that. Especially with limited funds and such for that. Take care of my rent, my utilities and so forth. I'm financially strapped, you know what I'm saying? I want to say, first of all, thank you everybody that been supporting to my GoFundMe and donations and everything. I always appreciate. Thank you for contributing. You know, I will never betray you. I will never betray supporters, audience, communities worldwide. You know what I'm saying? And I've realized there's a lot of learning, growing pains too. Especially, I'm probably 37 this year, and deal with 20 years in the music business, it's like opened my eyes, and so I feel like stuff that I feel like I'm a failure and all that. I mean, I'm not rich and successful, you know what I'm saying? And I deal with self-hatred too at times, you know, being black, disabled, how I'm very sensitive how people perceive me and look at me and all that, you know. It's not like I'm conceding anything, but just being honest. I'm trying to be a better person and all that, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to just get the money, go home, and that's it, you know. I mean, sometimes I struggle being myself at times, despite they say about brand risk, career risk, and so forth. I mean, the hurtful comment was somebody called me average. This particular individual, I'm not going to mention this ever again after this, called me average. He said I don't take risks. And every bout is really a risk, you know what I'm saying? Especially, very thankful. My main account got 680,000 viewers. My business account got like 1.4 million viewers. But I ain't just do this for these clicks and all that. You know, because I love being a content creator. I love being a recording artist. You know, I love art. You know what I'm saying? I love cultures. You know. I love people, you know, I love sophistication, you know. I'm a man of wit, man of class, man of integrity, and all that. I support this, she supports me, you know. And I have to learn too, as getting older too. Hard to say this too. It's like, you know, just dealing with enemies, traitors, haters, traitors, enemies, critics, and all that. And I can't front, it does get to me, you know what I'm saying? Despite the circumstances and environments and all that, you know, all we do is prove and move on, you know. It ain't worth being in a cage or in a box somewhere, you know what I'm saying, forgotten, rotten in a nursing home or mental hospital or anything, and all that, you know. And I want to do that part about homelessness, you know. My heart go out to people with homelessness, especially people with disabilities. Ever since last year I can't front, it was terrifying to me. To see myself in that condition, you know. Not fault of my own thing, the issue with apartments, landlords, and all that, you know. I've been another decades, even 15 years, and dealing with this constant harassment from landlords. You know, I'm thankful they get mad, but you know, it's more cordial and all that, more conservative. You know what I'm saying? That's another part that I'm very thankful for, you know. Nobody don't deserve to be homeless, you know. I try to be a decent human being sometimes, you know. I do believe in morals and ethics and transparency, you know. Because it ain't worth losing audience, supporters, community over something so trivial, something so short-sighted and ignorant, you know what I'm saying? Also, maybe this sound kind of down, condescending and all that and so forth, but I'm very thankful for content creation, making videos and music. You gotta save my life, you know what I'm saying? I don't take that lightly on both my accounts, you know, all my accounts. For 20 years on my main account, 10 on my business account over 10 years ago. It kind of taught me from different perspectives, being different personas and all that. I go by Martel, Nelson, Martel Sincere, MPK, aka Must Put In Knowledge, and so forth, you know. I miss doing these kind of long videos. I miss the time you guys that call this out, like, you sound so negative and gloomy and depressing at times. You know, I'm working on that. I'm not going to talk to the therapist. I'm saying this too. Therapy's not cheap. I'd rather make music than be a therapist. You know, at least it's some joy, and you can actually, you know, listen to music. You know, because my main goal for next year, if possible, if I could have the opportunity, is getting voice acting, getting modeling, getting video games, TV shows, commercials online, and all that. Well, independent, on my masters, working on original songs and all that. And I'm very excited. I got the beats, but I ain't got no producer that's serious and dedicated, you know. It's kind of like how you be a Michael Jackson with Quincy Jones or Ted Riley, or Janet Jackson with Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam and all that, you know what I'm saying? How you supposed to be a leader, a genuine without intimidating, you know what I'm saying? It's the only. How you supposed to be a Nas without Q-Tip and DJ Premier, apologies, and Pete Rock, you know what I'm saying? How you supposed to be a Common without J. Dilla and Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? We can go there from there, you know? I guess I do want to just be very wealthy and successful, you know? And I've been on disability my entire life. I always want to be successful, established, and all that. You know, I got the potential and all that. You know, it took me years to figure out my own potential because I basically have to raise myself and all that. You know, it feels really good. You know, getting really into the real me at times. You know, all I can do is just be transparent. And I hate liars and I hate traitors. I just hate deception. You know what I'm saying? And I try to be modest here too and conservative. Like my last couple of videos, I mean, it was kind of just everywhere. But, it's part of all my needs and things, you know. I want to be around better quality of people, quality of life, quality of standards, you know what I'm saying? I want to get back in the gym, lose weight and all that. I mean, it sucks working out by myself, so. And it's kind of the same concept of, you know, be a team, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, dealing with being backstabbed, betrayed, and all that. How can I trust people? How can I open up to people? You know what I'm saying? And I apologize, it do sound negative that there's a lot of questionable people with motives and agendas and intentions, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, I'm trying to be modest as I can. Because I know being watched by everybody and everything, you know. So I'm very thankful for the last couple of years. So I'm still trying to figure out about email hosting, improvements for the website, EPKs, and all that. All this is kind of costing me garbage, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather look like a professional, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning now that I'm working on getting official contact information, still put my personal Gmail like that. And that's not bad, you know. I'm kind of like delayed on technology, because it's just me and my business partner, K-Bridge, and all that. It's just us, you know what I'm saying? And I know that I'm very thankful for the brother. I gave him a gift, actually. If you saw the video on the shirts or so, I had gave him Xbox Series S and all that because of 30 years since childhood, and going our 20th anniversary in the music business next year, you know, together and all that. And I want to say thank you, brother, for encouraging me and motivating me in music, you know. Music is my first love, my true love, you know. I don't have to hide, I don't have to mask myself in the field and making music and content creation, you know. So I know that, sorry for the noise in the background. I mean, I've been kind of out of content creation lately because I feel like there's people even listening to what I'm saying, do people even care, you know what I'm saying? It sounds kind of contradiction at times. I'm working on that too, you know, just talking to y'all, you know, because I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about money and fame or anything. I just want to be recognized. I just want to, you know, hopefully be a good influence, a good force on, you know, because I know I got a lot of young audience coming to me and all that. I mean, I'm not a saint or a politician or anything, you know. I deal with a lot of struggles and battles my entire life and all that, you know. And sometimes I ask myself, I even deserve an audience and community. Like y'all beautiful souls, you know, your beautiful personalities and all that, you know. I dealt with racism, ableism, racial profiling, police brutality, and so forth. 20 years ago, I was beaten by the police and all that, you know, because of mistaken identity. Assumed I was a thug or degenerate, you know what I'm saying? On the contrary, though, I'm working on for improvements and trying to get back to affirmations and all that. As of recent times, I've struggled with my health and all that, especially my weight. I won't discuss too much about chronic health issues because, you know, disrespect to the audience and listeners, supporters, or anything, but that's private. Please respect that, you know. What I'm trying to get at too is like, you know, I want to travel around the world. I want to perform in music, you know. But here's a roadblock for that. I live in a small city and all that, with no opportunities, no options, no connections, anything. And I'm trying to be careful in a lot of things because you gotta really protect your image and your brand. Shallow as it sounds, it's very shallow. It's very vague. You know, especially, you know, I'm a proudly walking advertisement and brand, directly to indirectly, you know. I've been going on for 15 minutes, you know. I ain't look at the phone or anything. That's what I was calling that. I miss these deep dives sometimes, you know. Deep dive videos. You know, I guess too, while adding this, you know, what would my life be if I didn't have all these struggles and battles, you know what I'm saying? Just something to think about. That's something I struggled with a previous video about this too. In 2 Force Lonely videos, I did talk about this too. It's like, if I could be normal, would I accept it? If science can make a way to make you become normal, what are your thoughts? You know what I'm saying? That's a difficult question, you know. I got asked that so many times. I'm trying not to let the haters, critics, traitors, enemies get to me and all that, you know, especially in this life and business and stuff, man. It's just crazy, you know. I guess too, I'm slowly starting to, you know, reflect a lot of things. And I'm trying to like respect the audience time and all that. I know it's going over 16 minutes, and I apologize, you know. I just want to get this off my chest before I forget. And I feel like I'm being kind of more forgetful at times, or just slowing down. So, you know, as I'm getting older and all that, my body changing, my mind changing. You know, maybe it's aging and morality or something. I don't know. I'm scared to get old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, ironic, I do have gray hair and hair loss and all that. Obese and all that. I can admit that, you know. I'm working on it, you know. I mean, sometimes I don't have the motivation for anything. I'm always thinking ahead of things. I'm always thinking in advance, you know. I'm thinking in the future and all that, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to enjoy the present because I don't really like the present state I'm in, you know. Just because, you know, environments and all that. I live just by myself most of the time. And sometimes my business partner, K-Bridge and all that. On the contrary, though, I'm just trying to like be better and become better. And I do want to. I struggle with how you're supposed to be your true self. Sometimes I ask, do the audience really like me from, you know, no disrespect to say out sincerity. Does the audience community support me for who I am, or just a brand, or just a name, or just status and all that, or whatever? And I said this before last. I'm not doing this for riches or money thing. I have, I just talked to my web designer and all that about website improvements. I'm trying to figure out EPKs, but I don't have no original music process or anything. There's just a lot of skeptical people in the music business. You know, I'm not like I'm intentionally being disrespectful or anything. Just, you gotta protect your value. You know what I'm saying? You gotta protect your brand. You gotta protect your masters. You know what I'm saying? Look what Michael Jackson, Prince, you know, done. Especially Prince had to write "slave" on his face, just to sharing some issues with contracts. And so, you know, the music business, probably content creation too, entertainment business, it's a dirty game. You know what I'm saying? There are people that willing to backstab you, betray you, and all that. You know, sick as it sounds. There's just a lot of scammers and snakes and rats. And so I'm trying to sound negative. I apologize for this to my audience. Oh, I've talked 20 minutes. I guess I'm gonna wrap this up too. I'm getting tired. Okay, it's bad for me. What to do if you're surrounded by snakes, fakes, rats, packs, and all that hierarchy nonsense, and get my drift and all that. I'm trying to be more conservative, more conducted to how I'm looking at approaching things. You know, I'm getting old, you know, I'm realizing this too, that I'm turning 37, and I'm hoping to reach my 40s, you know. Anyways, much love. Team Art to close out.